Never mind.
What is going on?
Not even the Valen. They want to just go for that long distance, right? And just kite back away. If that's the idea, once Bigetron go for the big engage using the fist crack, using Lucas diving in, Team Liquid ID don't really have any response here. Unless their idea is to just wait for that final pick to get something that decides how the tempo and pace of the fight is gonna go.
Do they want to close this with a CC?
I don't think they should.
Well, yeah, so far I don't really see the value of the CC
But
yet.
they can later, right? Because we're still finalizing Bigetron's next 2 picks.
Yeah.
Could be... What, a glue? Do they want to go glue?
Claude.
They don't go Moss because they go for Claude.
Alright,
full
full
dive.
signature Iman.
Along with that though, what are they gonna get? Do they want to double down, get some more card control? They need to be able to catch. Team Liquid ID and Hylos is a great pick. It's a longer distance, a more drawn out engage because it's a slow. It's a slow that gets put on the ground. So even if Team Liquid ID can kite back, it's only a matter of time before Bigetron can kind of chase them down with the glorious pathway. So now for Team Liquid ID, is it a tank to absorb some damage? Is it crowd control to stop the Claude, Lucas, and Badang from just getting in unpunished?
If they play this front to back without a CC, it's going to be really tough. Again, TLID, they need a CC now. The call that you made, Eterna, I think it should come out now for TLID because there's going to be too much for them to handle. I mean, yes, you have a Sicilian Joy and Granger, that's a lot of damage, but you're going to have to wait for late game to deal with this front line.
Exactly, so what's going to be the final call here from St. DeLucas as they
Edith?
close out the final pick in for TLID? And the answer is blue. Our first game of the day here at MPL ID Season 15, Week 4, Day 2.
Alright, off the bat, there's no purifiers on the side of Team Liquid, so they gotta be careful, man. They have to make sure that they don't really fall in the early game, because Bigetron, that early game rotation is something they really enjoy a lot, and they usually still do pretty well in. It's the mid game that they kind of usually falter a bit on.
Yeah, this is the thing. Oh, hold up. Witty actually walking back up. Lantern Flare. Witty might actually fall to First Blood. Revitalized from light. That's a Lantern Flare on him. First Blood to Moreno.
Okay, already some tempo set by Bigetron here with Moreno. Being on the Jushin allows him to be a lot more aggressive and should be able to clear the lane and close the gap against something like the Sicilian in the mid lane.
The Bigetron, though, with 3 tenacities, they're really gearing for a brawl right there. And in the mid lane, with a early game Sicilian, I mean, in theory, you can spam out that bad impact, but Moreno and the Sushin can also just have that Lantern Flare out the whole time. So they were trying to abuse the sustain built in from the Kalea, but they're unable to actually do enough damage right there to win it out. So already showing how the lane's gonna kind of go, Bigetron will be having prior when it comes to those 2v2 skirmishes.
Alright. Now we see both junglers doing their rotations. Obviously, it'll take a little bit more time for the Joy to get a grasp on things. You can see already a rotation as well, looking for maybe an invade into the enemy jungle by TLID. Luke and Annabelle should know where they are. And there it is.
Ooh, it's knocked out, but Luke will be able to go and pin Witty down. Now it's going to be the all-in coming down. Witty taken out by Annabelle. Moreno able to escape with a flicker from Fabian, forcing the electrifying Beats Turtle about to spawn.
So another pickoff coming through for the red robots. It looks like Fabian is still looking for something here. Light. Luke and Moreno are going in.
Flicker, fist crack, Fabian punch in the face as Light gets the kill. 3-0 start for BTR. Turtle taken for free for Annabelle. Luke, though, wants to continue this chase. Aran going to be caught. Glorious Pathway sent as well, forcing the split and a flicker out from Aran.
You can expect that if Bigetron wins the series, Mirko will appear on a certain social media. Are we allowed to say it?
Yeah, I'm alone.
Mirko versus everybody.
It's okay, guys.
But I went 2-1, okay? I thought it would be close.
All right, well, Bigetron already showing really well in the early game right here. It really feels like Team Liquid ID, especially with that Kalea, they haven't really been able to maximize that pick at all. The fact that Witty was kind of forced to fight solo, that means that the healing, right, doesn't really benefit the rest of the team together, the same way it would in a bit of a brawl. So Witty just got there and was kind of forced to 1v2, 1v3. They're using him as a sentry to try and get vision, but the Kalea is not the type of hero that can kind of easily get out from danger. Even the mobility tool, the second skill, where you can jump out, if it gets blocked by someone, by an opponent, then you just stay in place and toss him off.
Has TLID found success on the Kalea on Witty and SPS? Do you remember?
I don't think so.
I didn't cast the liquid Kalea game, so I don't know.
If I recall correctly, at best it was decent. We didn't really see a crazy good performance at all. So for Team Liquid ID, they gotta try and help him out a bit more because he's the one taking the brunt of the aggression, man. 2 deaths already here. Bigetron just having all the engaged tools available allows him to be a bit more trigger happy, like we were talking about yesterday as well. You know, when you can actually just keep going for the engages, whether or not it actually succeeds, right? Then it kind of adds pressure on the opposition.
Absolutely. I mean, we're seeing that reflected into their gameplay right now, right? All neutral objective control at the moment, more pickoff as well. TLID getting caught off in their own rotations. Looks like Bigetron are looking for something again in the bottom lane.
Yeah, with Fist Crack 2, now Aran gonna be chain CC'd as Luke and Annabelle continues to chase. Lancer Flare coming down with a pin down to Aran with a split, unable to survive long enough. Moreno takes the kill despite Hezkiel's rotation.
That's a good setup for the next neutral objective that should be for free, right? Aran's not in the vicinity right now. Bigetron look like they are rotating towards that area. Looks like Aman will be able to clear in the mid wave as well for additional gold, but Fabian and Aman 1v1.
Whoa, blazing duet. Ooh, Aman actually out-sustaining the damage of Fabian early on. Glorious pathway from light to slow him down. Now revitalizing Aman back to the wave. Moreno caught in the Tsunami Slam, does have the Crimson Beacon and a Flicker. Will be able to pop the Crimson Beacon, and he does not need to flicker out.
That's the survivability of the Tsushin, man. Definitely difficult to catch with the limited crowd control. Luke, though, immediately turning back that aggression. You can see that Sicilian damage just isn't enough right now. The fact that earlier, Aran also took so long to pop the split, I feel like Team Liquid ID has to be a bit more decisive with how they want to escape from danger as well. Because Aran, if he gets put too far behind, he's going to be too squishy.
Okay, now a pick off again. They're all on him. Look at the chain CC combining it together. Now the glorious pathway for the chase. They all get caught by the Sanguine Claw. Ooh, it won't be Aran surviving, as you can hear the cavalries erupt in the building.
All the resources were put onto that pick onto Aran, and yet he still escaped. So that is a little bit of a win for TLID here in the 5th minute, considering Bigetron really holding control over every aspect of the game right now. And we saw Kyo finally picking up the Sky Piercer. Do you think this will have an effect as well to the later outcome in this point of the game?
Well, it means that Bigetron has to be a bit more careful if they want to let go any kills at all to Kyo. But Kyo hasn't really been participating in any of these fights thus far. He's always been kind of left alone to his own devices. Even Iman is the one kind of actively participating on this Claude. He has a 1k gold advantage just about, but towards the mid game here, he needs to find ways to use that advantage to kind of assist with his team. Because otherwise, even if he's all, if he's kind of farmed up and doing a lot of damage, with a Badang, right? With the Lucas, there's so many ways for Bigetron to shut him down later in the game as well.
Okay, we'll see if that happens. I mean, so far, Bigetron have been very active in terms of that rotation. Fabian pushing in the bottom side of the map, trying to set up for this next neutral objective. Meanwhile...
Whoa! Caught in the Tsunami Slam with the Purify, not enough to survive. Light walks up to defend the turret, but in the bottom lane is a turtle being taken by TLID. They're gonna go over to Light now, who's gonna be caught. Rhapsody taking a lot of damage, forcing to revitalize out. Meanwhile, down below, it's a turtle too for TLID. Turning things around for TL. BTR zoned away.
This is the clapback coming in from TLID right now. It looks like they're utilizing that space.
Moreno caught on the bounce. Won't be able to take him down though. Just a turret in the mid lane as Kyo picks that turret up. Now, an all-in again over to Aran. Luke with the pin down too. They want to go on him with the fist crack. It's a bit messy, but they will be able to get the kill in the end. 5-1, but it's TL who lead in gold.
So it's 2 turrets, 1 turtle. 1 kill onto Eman, traded in for 1 kill back. So this is again TLID looking for that moment where they get to turn things around. 1,600 gold lead. Fabian is starting to deal some damage, and it looks like Bigetron now have to be the one active looking for the next big thing.
I mean, there's no way to put it, but it's a blunder for Bigetron there. I mean, it was a good move initially by Team Liquid ID to make a play on the top side, to trade for something. Fabian though, whoa!
And all in again over to Eman with the glorious pathway placed. Light wants to be looking for this play. That's a fist crack and a punch. Fabian gets away, baits the entire team of BTR. Now a collapse now with a Tsunami Slam. Eman gunned down by Kyo. Light follows next. Kyo is on a killing spree. Moreno caught a slam pass now with the Crimson Beacon. Now Annabelle diving deep into the back line, looking for the kill back on Kyo. The burst not enough. Kyo able to kite away. Annabelle baited in. He still gets one. Now Witty is able to look for that stun. Sustained claw down by Annabelle, but Kyo gets a shutdown. Now he's on a mega.
That's a 3-4-2 trade, ladies and gentlemen. That's a 3-4-2 trade. TLID pick 3 for the price of 2. Fabian's looking for another one in the bottom lane.
Locked up, Moreno taken down, shut down Iman. Looking for the play, Fabian gets out again.
That's another pick over for TLID, a 2,600 gold lead. And to make it all worse, that's 4 kills onto Kyo pre-Sky Piercer.
Good old Fabian, man. Outplays left, right, and center everywhere across the map. Again, Team Liquid ID with the creative plays macro-wise, but then afterwards, they're getting all this value. And now Kyo has 4 kills on that Sky Piercer, by the way. All the stacks going in. Luke, looking for something.
Kyo gets it. Now in the back, Witty's looking for the play. Aran, split on light, bringing him back all the way. Glorious pathway, Psychic Claw, Kyo. Another Sky Piercer. Aran lifted, Lancer Flare, Luke jumping in, but it's only onto Aran now. Tsunami Slam! Again, should be another kill as Luke gets taken out by Kyo! He has gotten another Animal with the chase and gets the bomb down to shut Mr. Kyo down.
Oh man, okay, Kyo finding 2 more kills before getting shut down right there. Finally, Bigetron taking some stacks off that Sky Piercer. That's the concern we had for him earlier. The fact that Annabelle can just go in there and do some real damage, dude. He's been fighting 1v2, 1v3, and as long as he gets right up close to Yehezkiel and Kyo, and he doesn't get locked down for them to output the damage from a distance, that Lucas is definitely gonna be a massive, massive problem. But for now, Team Liquid ID, they've survived and actually got on ahead in the mid game where we were saying that they might falter. Right? Now they have the late game scaling of the Sicilian and Granger, but they're already ahead and they can siege well along with this Lord.
Yeah, back onto Annabelle, right? That's a killing spree power. 412 already. We saw the damage that he's able to do, so that definitely is something that TLID really need to consider. If we're talking about late game, Yehezkiel is only on 2 items. He has the Lantern, plus he has the Going One. So he's still racking up at this 10th minute, so it's not as much of a threat right now for the side of Bigetron. I think when it comes down to it, Bigetron still should be able to turn this around, right? Considering Moreno also going for a utility build initially, but he goes in for Sky Piercer.
He's going for the Sky Piercer a bit later into the game right now. We've seen the Sushians in MPLID so far do the exact same thing. So they're waiting for that chase fight for sure. The moment that Team Liquid ID uses all of their utility and Bigetron are able to chase them down, that's the moment they're looking for. But in order for that to happen, the fights need to happen before the big neutral objectives. Because otherwise, Team Liquid ID are going to be very aware of whether or not they have to engage or even use any of their tools. Bigetron will not be able to force them to use anything. And Iman has picked up the Marksman Trinity as well. So damage, I think, is available for both teams. The fact that the Wishing Lantern is also in the inventory for Yehezkiel means that Light and Annabelle, as well as Luke, none of them can really stay in the same place for too long. So again, the conclusion is going to come out very, very quick. I feel like with the next fight happening, the moment the fight erupts, a couple of members are going to be down, and that's going to decide how the fight's going to go immediately.
I think it also depends on Bigetron and their targeting. Because if TLID can bait them like they were able to bait them before, then I think that's when TLID usually find their success in these neutral objective fights, or their skirmishes, or their just random team fights around the map.
Depending on how they actually get the fight, that's the big point right here. Fully expect members of Bigetron to go from the sides, go for some kind of flank, because at this point we've seen maneuvers made by Light and Luke alike, and they haven't really been able to find the prior members like Fabian, like Yehezkiel, especially with Aran being such a nuisance. But now Team Liquid going for it.
Oh, look at that pull! Oh my lord! Slam again from Aran, popping out. The split to Moreno. This had to go in. The Crimson Beacon puts the stacks down on the Yehezkiel. Fabian's still able to go for free. And Mao with the Blazing Duet to the back now with Annabelle too. But it's Annabelle who gets melted by Kyo. And Fabian gets the win in a 1v1 against Iman. It's just Luke up against Flavor Fave. Luke zoned away back to the base.
Looks like they don't actually commit for the Lord. They're going in for the push instead. Two waves are crashing, granted. Let's see if they can find success here.
Ui! Kyo looking for the play, dashed in earlier. Now the siege down into the mid lane, base turret. Oh man, Tsunami Slam from Winnie! Kyo gets the kill. It's just Luke versus the world. Punching the mini waves. One last shot, Kyo gets a double.
Okay, inhibitors are taken down. They're able to pick up that kill. But unfortunately for TLID, they're not going to be able to close out the game just yet. You see Fabian going back to the Lord, looking to take it before Bigetron start respawning back into the game. But overall, TLID have still won that out skirmish.
I mean, this is the way to go. This is the smart approach. Why risk it when you can take all of their buffs, take away the mid base turret, and also get the Lord all for free without any chance of Bigetron doing anything. There were two members down. There's no way in hell they're going to find any opportunities in that situation. 7k gold lead for Team Liquid ID, and you've seen the damage.
Whoa.
Every single member right now can just nuke down anyone, including Light and Luke. No one is safe at this point, and with the Lord, Team Liquid ID are on track to just end this game with pure brute force.
The 7,000 gold lead that TLID have, 4,000 of which is in Kyo's hands. 10-1-0 right now on the Granger.
And it's a 0-3-0 man. Light, oh, that damage, bad impact coming out and piling on to BTR. In the back, Annabelle tries to do what he can, but Kyo has the wind of nature. That's immunity to anything BTR throws at him. 1-0 quick for TLID.
As they lead the series, ladies and gentlemen,